Okay, I don't have too much time to program today, but yesterday we figured out how to get our spawning working again. And it's not working. Let me just... Are you kidding me? What did we break? Did our commit really go through with the wrong... Boy, I swear we fixed this. It was working. Spawn delay is greater than 0, count it down. Why are we not counting it down? Spawn delay is getting reset. But we only... What if we do this real quick? Okay, it's still messed up. I swear to God we fixed this yesterday. We must have not. You know, it was working. It was working yesterday. Spawn delay, spawn 0, set it to 0. Not in the mood for this today, man. My AC in the house is broke. It's 100 degrees in here, and I'm just melting. I had both jobs today. I'm just trying to do something, and what we did yesterday is broken. Got working spawn delay, and we committed with that. Is this vulture spawn timer populate? Okay. Well, we don't really need that. It shouldn't be what's going wrong here, but... And I believe we're not even calling this spawn enemies. Yeah, we're not calling spawn enemies. I swear to God we had this working yesterday. Okay. Yep, we've got the spawn delay parameter being passed in. But for some reason what? So what's happening is spawn delay is getting reset every single frame for some reason. And then we decrement, then it gets reset every frame. Now, did we stop? We took out our tables populated getting true at the end of this, which which we should not have done. I don't remember doing that, but that's what I'm looking to be the problem right now. So tables populated gets true at this point, so we don't keep reinstantiating. Okay. How did we delete that before we get pushed it? I don't know. But we've got it working again. Now the next thing I want to do is continue to build out our function spawn enemies that we can pass in an enemy object's integer, and then ideally it will generate the spawn delay based on the enemy objects. So for this example, wave 1 has 3 enemy objects, so the first instantiation has a 1-second spawn delay, second has a 2-second spawn delay, third has a 3, so that should be simple enough. Because we just set our spawn delay parameter to be equal to the enemy object, the I of our enemy object's for loop. So if we take a look at what that might look like, is here we've got a spawn enemies function that takes in an enemy amount and delta time. Now we're not using the spawn timer anymore. We're doing spawn delay as a parameter now. So we don't care about this. But for our enemy amount, we want to populate this with an I, so that every instantiation gets 1 second longer than the previous one. So we should not need any of this. This was our old logic. So if you compare, look at, for generating 3 items, we have to do that much lines of code, when really we're just writing a function to instantiate every vulture with the correct spawn delay parameter, taking our vulture out of the graveyard and incrementing our pterodactyl timer for every vulture instantiated. So now we should be able to call this function and have it, as long as we pass in enemy objects, which for our wave 1 is 3, we should get the same output. But we have to do one more thing, which is, so here's where we call it, right? We call it, but we have to also pass in delta time. And right here. Oh, we've got to set our vulture spawn point index to be a random number first in that function. So, nope. Not even close. Okay, where is, really? It's in our play state. Here. So before we set our X to be a spawn point index, we set a random spawn point index. So we can generate each one at a random spawn point. We've got 4. So we're going to be resetting that spawn point index to be a random number each time. But then if we take a look, we also need to just comment all these out. So at the moment, once I take off us calling this function spawn enemies, I'm going to double check that takes in delta time too, because delta time was only getting passed into the update function. Yeah, we actually won't need delta time, because that was just for our vulture spawn timer, so we can get away with just having one parameter enemy amount. And then when we go to call this, we also say I totally lost my train of thought. When we go to call it, we need to take out delta time, so spawn enemies actually, nope. Spawn. What's happening? There we go. So we're leaving that commented out for now because I want to prove that no vultures are being spawned with our old logic, which we were doing right here, which we should have no vulture spawn. Okay, and then if we do our spawn enemies, I'm hoping we spawn 3 enemies. Wasn't me. Wasn't me who did that. The gremlin did that. Enemy objects. Okay, for I gets 1 in our enemy amount, set the spawn point index. Okay, so the thing is we're just doing it every single frame, willy-nilly. So what we need to do is in our populate, in our table populate, we're gonna do this. So, oh, and also we need our populated to be not counted out, which is the same problem we had. Okay, so we have to do this based on the wave, but I'm seeing if this will do it. Oh, God. They're all 1. They're all vulture 1. So our index needs to get reset. Yes, our index is not 1, but it is I. Okay. Was a little pitiful, but they're getting there. Well, we pass in spawn delay. Spawn enemies. We've got to do this in our wave setting here. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do our function call for this in our wave. In our wave loop right here. Well, our spawn delay is not working. We do pass in enemy objects, and we've gotten enemy objects set here, so it should work. But these after dummy initialization, okay. We do have to have this after dummy initialization, but okay, I think I get it. We need to put it, we can't do it before dummy initialization because that'll overwrite all our parameters, but we have to put it outside of our enemy objects loop so we don't do it more than once, but we have to do it in our if not tables.populated. Actually, we can do it once. we can do it once right here. I think that should work. Spawn delay is still not getting set, right? Yeah. It's because we don't set our enemy objects till here. Okay, so once our stuff is done, what do we do? Now we populate there. See, because if we put this line here, we do all of our enemy spawns for all of our enemy objects, which we only need to do it once. So we don't need to do that. And if we do it here, we never call it. Well, maybe we do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 worked. Did you see that? 1, 2, 3 worked on the spawning. 1, 2, 3. We're just having 3 of them on screen first. So it's like we need to make sure our graveyard's getting initialized to false, which we should be. Oh, no. Graveyard true. See, why is graveyard always false on this Vulture 1? For spawn delay. Okay. Shit. I don't exactly know. It's like we've got the 1, 2, 3 spawns. They're just they're not in the graveyard when they start. See how we start false in the graveyard, so we should start true in the graveyard. Why do we not start true in the graveyard? Because we're initialized as true. So anytime we do our .graveyard to be true, that's it. What if our place state has a .graveyard getting set to true? Which we don't. Oh. Vulture's graveyard true, but this is only for the collisions. Okay, so what if we reset our graveyard to be false there. Maybe when we spawn enemies, graveyard gets true right off the bat. So maybe in our spawn enemies function. Oh, see, we set it to false. We need to set it. We actually don't need to take it out of the graveyard because our spawn delay does that for us. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's our 3. That's our 3. You catch that? So now we're only using our function. That's beautiful, because now check this out. When we go to call our function here, instead of doing enemy objects, if we do, let's say 10, watch this. 1, 2, 3, and we don't get 10. Why do we stop at 3? The parameter that we pass in our spawn enemies is an enemy amount which is just a integer. Filter at I gets we should be able to get more of them. We should be able to get more of them. Like if instead we just say that this is 5. Dude. We should be getting 4 and 5, which we're not. Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. We've got to change. We've got to change right here. We've got to change this one. Because, well, it's even more so than that. If we change this to 13, let's say, enemy objects is 13. Okay. Now we populate the table, but we need in our global tables. Where do we do our global tables for our wave? Where do we do that? Where is our... It is in the dummy values. Okay, let's see now. We should have 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes! 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 Yeah, buddy. Okay, here we go. This is what we're gonna do. Take out our debugging so we can see better, because we're about to go crazy. So our enemy objects gets initialized as 0, but then if in wave 1 we give ourselves the big ol' hundo, give ourselves 100. Come on. Uh-huh. 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 Yep. Mm-hmm. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. 391. Where was that? We failed. 391 times egg hatched. Okay, something in our eggs was crashing us. So if I just stay out of the way as much as I can. Keep it coming. This is the power of a function. Beautiful. Hell yeah. Wow. Yep, crashed on that same egg. That's pretty amazing. That's awesome. Okay, we take a look at our git diff. What we did was turn on our... Actually, we turned off our spawn timer populate because we're no longer using that. We should probably get rid of that, but I'm still kind of testing this stuff. We changed our spawn enemies function to be 3 lines, which seems to be working. Yeah, let's take off enemy objects 100 for now for the commit. And then spawn enemy objects. Yeah, we took that out, put it in the right spot. Looking pretty good. So, place state, enemy objects. When we get 100, we actually want 3 for wave 1. Okay. Now, let's go ahead up to the top here. Where is this vulture spawn timer? We're not using that anymore. So any reference to vulture spawn timer. See, yeah, we don't need this function anymore either. So we can kind of clean this up a bit. We don't need any of this old logic anymore. And then we don't need any of this old logic anymore. I'm gonna keep the tester taxis just in case. But yeah, looking good. Let's make sure we run before we commit. Yeah, we're working. They were all the same spawn point, but that might be just coincidence. They're all the same spawn point. No, they're not. It was just coincidence. 2 times in a row, they all came on this first spawn point. That was kind of unique. Okay. So, we can get at everything with a commit message saying, finally have working spawn enemies function. Hit push. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more programming. I think we're gonna try to debug that egg crash that we just witnessed today. Maybe. It also could be a problem when you just spawn 100 vultures. I don't know. Hopefully we can track that down and fix it. But then other than that, we're almost done with our wave generation. That function was the hardest bit, because now all we got to do is say, hey, for wave 2, enemy objects gets 5, whatever. And then it'll spawn 5 randomly. And then we just got to make sure that each dummy table has the appropriate, 5 taxis, 5 jockeys, 5 eggs for our enemy objects, because I think that might be causing the nil crash there with the eggs. So we'll try to debug that tomorrow.